when the NFL takes this, like, there's like 6 weeks. And if you want to take a break from football, you get 6 weeks a year. And the NFL even made it, like, cut it down even further because the schedules were being released on like May 15th, which I would have to think either somebody screwed up and deleted their Excel sheet, or the NFL said, all right, we want to we want to, like, let's test this and see what happens if we release it another week later and see if people are just as crazy about the schedule. What do you guys think? Why do you think they got moved back a week this year?
I think because they were putting a bunch of these games up for sale, the Christmas Day games that reportedly, could go to Netflix. We just got word that NBC is getting an extra game for the 21st of December. That's a Saturday. Breach, you even said it's going up against the college football playoffs. I think that those games were going up for sale, and they're like, "Oh, Netflix, what do you think? Oh, Amazon, oh, whoever. Let's let this bidding process go a little bit further. We don't mind waiting a week."
Yeah, and especially when you have a surprise entrant into that bidding process like Netflix, who has never streamed, televised, whatever, has never aired an NFL game, and now they're saying, you know what?
As aired a Tom Brady roast.
Right, they did the Tom Brady roast. They did the quarterback series with Marcus Mariota, Patrick Mahomes, and Kirk Cousins. So they have worked with NFL Films before, but this is a whole new ball game because this costs a lot of money. They're probably going to pay 50, 67 million per game to do this. So I agree with Saul. I think that's probably why it was delayed, because you have to figure out who's airing your games before you announce the schedule. But clearly, the NFL officially announced on Monday that the schedule will be coming out Wednesday. So it looks like they ironed out all the details.
That they did, Breacher. Did they announce any games when they announced that the schedule would be announced?
Ooh, I love that you ask. We got one juicy one on Monday, and that was Ravens Chiefs to open the season. So we're getting a rematch of the AFC title game where everyone still was trying to figure out what the hell the Ravens were doing because they just gave up on running the ball in that game. 17-10. Chiefs won, obviously went on to win the Super Bowl. And this was an interesting one because the Chiefs, there were a lot of options. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. The defending champ gets to host that game. So it was going to be a Chiefs home game. It could have been the Ravens. It could have been the Bengals. It could have been the Texans. It could have been the Buccaneers. It could have been Sean Payton and the Broncos, Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. We saw last year when they put the Lions in that spot, so they weren't necessarily going for the most glamorous game. They've proven they'll put anyone there. But I mean, the Ravens is juicy. You cannot argue that. I think they probably shied away from the Bengals just because of Joe Burrow's wrist. You want to make sure he's ready to roll. You don't want any question marks in that opener that might get viewers away. And then I think they probably thought about the Texans, but Texans Chiefs was the opener in 2020. After the Chiefs won the Super Bowl in the 2019 season, they probably said, twice in 4 years is a little much. So let's throw the Ravens in there.
Yeah, I almost feel like you can put whoever in these types of situations. Like, I know that you want a great game and you're going to get one with the Ravens and the Chiefs, but I almost feel like people are going to be so starved for football. Like, I almost wonder, do you bank Chiefs Ravens later on in the season because you know that is going to be a potential number one seed type of game? Last year you're playing an NFC opponent. Yeah, the Lions were really hyped up going into last year, but it was an NFC. It doesn't really mean too much. I almost am curious that they didn't try to go the NFC route if there was a team that made sense.
I would tell you that you can expect to see if Ravens Chiefs is Thursday to open the season on NBC, I would expect to see a lot of the Chiefs in that 4:00 slot on CBS during that regular season. Oh, yeah. If the NFL is taking away Ravens Chiefs from CBS, you can anticipate that we'll see plenty of the Chiefs on those CBS games. Will end up like I don't know how many. Well, I guess my point is I don't know exactly how many Chiefs games of there's still 16 remaining, right?
Chiefs Bengals, Chiefs Bills, Chiefs 49ers with the Super Bowl rematch, Chiefs Texans, and then obviously all those divisional games. So I'm sure they will make up for it because the Chiefs' entire schedule is pretty juicy. So they're all.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I think that maybe there won't be a ton of the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football because the Chiefs are getting that open. It's like you just have this back-to-back years now where the Chiefs are the opener, and that game is on NBC. I mean, Arrowhead's gonna be rocking. We presume that you've got Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift still together. If that's the case, the ratings are only going to be up. Would not be surprising at all. All right, let's get to let's take a break. Schedule will be out Wednesday. We'll have a schedule release show for that. You can bank on that or whatever the hell. Anyway. Point being is we have a scheduled release show coming up next week. What game are you looking forward to the most, Breach?
Let's see. The entire Bengals schedule would be number one. Does that count, or do you want me to name a specific game?
Which Patriots game are you looking forward to Drake May coming in?
It's got to be week 1 to see if he's the starter. But whatever the week 5 game is, in all honesty, like if Jacoby Brissett starts the first month and then all of a sudden you see Drake May in week 5, sure,
Patriots are like 2-3 or 1-4, and nobody has any expectations of the Patriots this year, do they?
No, not. And listen, their defense is, with Judon and Gonzalez coming back, we'll see, but it's all about Drake May. It's very similar to what we talked about with the Panthers a couple of times on this pod. If you can just go into next offseason knowing that you have your guy, whether it be, Bryce Young or Drake May, you're all good. That's all that really matters. That's the goal.
And I'll throw in the Harbaugh real quick. Just Jim Harbaugh, John Harbaugh. We get
Absolutely.
Ravens at Chargers. We haven't seen a Harbaugh since Super Bowl 47. So that is one game I will be looking for quickly on the schedule to see where it ends up.
Who do the Chargers play the Browns? Do we know if the
Chargers
double checking
play the Browns in Cleveland?
Jim Schwartz, Jim Harbaugh. Let's go, baby. Get that little rematch going.